Just notice where your attention's going, where's your focus, and choose on purpose to feed the version of the world and the version of you that you actually want to live in.
Welcome to the Anniston Riekstins Show. This space is created for the woman coming home to her voice, her power, her way. For the woman remembering who she really is, beneath the noise, beneath the roles, beneath the world's expectations. I'm Anniston, transformational guide, spiritual teacher, best-selling author, and creator, here to walk beside you, to share stories, wisdom, and energy that guide you back home. Here, we lead from the inside out. We create from overflow, not hustle. We rise not by becoming someone else, but by remembering who we've always been. This isn't just a podcast. It's a homecoming. So let's dive in.
Hey there, sister, and welcome back to the Anniston Riekstins Show. I am so glad you're here. Okay, so let's talk about August. This is a big one. We've got the 9 universal month kicking in, the Lionsgate portal peaking on August 8th, and 2 eclipses bookending the whole month, a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. That's a lot, honestly, for 31 days. So before we get into it real quick, nothing I'm about to say is a prediction. I am not telling you what's going to happen to you. That's not how this works. And I don't trust personally anyone who tells you otherwise. Astrology, numerology, at their best, they're not fortune telling. They're more like a weather report. They tell you what's moving through the atmosphere so you can decide what you actually want to do with it. So everything I say today is an invitation. What you do with it, that part's on you. All right, let's start with the number of the month. Here's some quick universal year numerology math. So bear with me for a second. 2026 breaks down to a universal year of 1. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6, that's 10, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So we're in a 1 year, a brand new 9-year cycle, just getting started. Now, when you add that 1 to August, month number 8, 1 plus 8 is 9. So August 2026, a 9 universal month. And here's the thing I actually love about that. 9 is the last single digit before we loop back to 1. It's not really an ending. It's more like the last page of a chapter right before you turn to a blank one. So what does a 9-month actually give you? Well, a few things. Number 1, compassion. 9 is the most humanitarian number there is. It doesn't get caught up in the small little details. It sees the bigger human story. You might notice yourself being softer with people this month, less need to fix them, more just showing up. Perspective, too. 9 pulls you up and out. If you've been heads down all year, stuck in a project or a relationship or a worry, this is the energy that lets you finally see the whole shape of it. Like, what was this year actually about? Also, generosity. 9 gives without keeping score. It's a great month to volunteer, to give your time, your money, your attention to something bigger than your inbox. And release. This is the big one. 9 loosens your grip on whatever you've been white knuckling, an old identity, a grudge, a goal that you don't even want anymore. It doesn't yank it out of your hands. It just makes letting go feel possible, maybe for the first time in a while. Now, the gifts are the easy part. 9 also asks something of you, and this is the bit people tend to skip past. It's asking you to forgive, yourself included. Not because whatever happened was okay, but because you're done dragging it into the next chapter. It's asking you to give without needing something back, which, let's be honest, is hard for most of us. It's asking you to close loops, that conversation you've been avoiding, the closet you keep meaning to clean out, that goodbye you never actually said. And it's asking you to trust the ending. 9 can feel a little sad, a little bittersweet, because real completions usually do. Don't rush past that feeling. Feel it, sit with it, let it have a voice for a few minutes, and let it be honest. So here's a question to sit with this month. What's actually ready to be done in me right now? Not force shut, just done. Okay, now for the big one, the Lionsgate portal. It peaks on August 8th. So let me actually explain this one because it gets thrown around a lot without anyone saying what it is. It's a real thing in the sky. Every year, late July into mid August, while the sun's moving through Leo, the star Sirius, brightest star we've got, comes back into view right before sunrise after weeks of being hidden. The ancient Egyptians tracked this super closely. Sirius coming back lined up with the Nile flooding, which meant fertile land, which meant renewal, abundance, rebirth, all of it. Sirius got tied to Isis, the goddess of the divine feminine, magic, and motherhood. That association just kind of stuck around. So modern astrology picked it back up and gave the peak day, August 8th, this name, the Lionsgate. This year, it's active from about July 26th to August 12th, peaking right on the 8th. And 2026 got a little something extra. If you add it all up, 8, 8, 2026 reduces down to another 8. Some people are calling it a triple 8 portal. We'll get to why 8 matters in a second. So, what does it symbolize? What's it actually about? Heart, courage. Leo rules the heart, self expression, creativity, being willing to be seen. And Sirius has always been tied to higher wisdom, spiritual downloads, sudden clarity that feels like came from nowhere or somewhere outside of your head. Put those together, and you get an invitation to actually step into your own light. Not fake confidence, but like real heart first courage. It's less go be the main character, and it's more stop shrinking yourself so other people feel comfortable. Here's a quick word on the number 8 because it deserves a little explanation. If you tip an 8 on its side, it's the infinity symbol. It represents cycles, karma, cause and effect. It sits right between 7, which is the spiritual unseen stuff, and 9, which is completion, which makes 8 the number of balance between the material world and the spiritual one. As above, so below. However, you're spending your energy, your integrity, your resources during an 8 window, that tends to echo forward. And with 2026 8 reducing to another 8, people are calling this an amplifier year, not a different flavor of energy, just a little louder. A lot of people say this window makes the veil feel very thin. The line between the seen and the unseen world gets a little blurry. Practically, that shows up as vivid dreams, sharper gut instincts, synchronicities that feel almost too perfectly timed. If that's you this year, good. Here's some simple stuff to do. Okay. Journal first thing before the day gets loud. Get outside, especially at dawn or under the stars. And actually, just give yourself some stillness and quiet. A thin veil doesn't do much for you if your calendar's packed wall to wall. And you know what I mean. Okay, here's the part I really want you to sit with because I think it's the whole point of this entire Lionsgate portal. A lot of people talk about the Lionsgate like it's some guaranteed good vibes download that just happens to you. I don't see it that way. I see it as a choice point. Every one of us is part of building the field we all live in together. So, the real question the Lionsgate is putting in front of humanity is what are we actually building right now? Heaven on earth or something closer to hell. And I don't mean that dramatically. I mean it day to day, hour to hour. Where's your attention going? Where's your focus? Are you using this wide open receptive window to create more love, more real connection, more generosity, more joy, more gratitude for what's already good? Or are you pouring that same energy into everything you think is wrong with the world, with people, with yourself? Because both are real. Both are allowed, but which one are you actually feeling and feeding? Because in a window this charged, whatever you feed grows fast. So this isn't about slapping a positive spin on everything and ignoring what's actually broken. It's about noticing your default setting and asking, is this really the one I'd pick on purpose? The Lionsgate doesn't make that choice for you. It just turns the volume up on whatever you decide. So, one image that keeps showing up around this Lionsgate portal is the white lion. You've probably seen it on social media. So, down in southern Africa, white lions are this incredibly rare, naturally occurring thing, most famously seen in the Timbavati region. Long before anyone was writing scientific papers about them, the local communities already treated them as sacred, living symbols of the sun, messengers, even star beings, not fully of this earth. Symbolically, the white lion has all the Leo qualities, minus the ego: courage without aggression, nobility without needing to dominate anything, a wide open heart instead of a puffed out chest. A lot of people see the white lion as this bridge between worlds, the seen and the unseen, a guardian of the heart, embodied Christ consciousness. It's basically become the unofficial mascot of the Lionsgate. This reminder that real strength, the kind this portal is actually asking for, is quiet, it's warm, it's steady, and it is not loud. So, in short, the Lionsgate isn't telling you fortune or your fortune. It's not promising you a breakthrough just because the date showed up on your calendar. It's opening a big fat door and asking, in its own language, what are you gonna choose to activate? More courage or more contraction? More heart or more armor? More love or more what's wrong? That is your call completely, sister. Every day of this window, not just August 8th, now to the eclipses, because this month gives us both solar and lunar 16 days apart. The first one's a total solar eclipse, August 12th. It's happening on a new moon at 20 degrees Leo, landing right in the afterglow of the Lionsgate just 4 days after the 8/8 peak. The second one's a partial lunar eclipse happening August 28th. It happens on the full moon in Pisces. So this one's dramatic, about 96% covered, so close to total. It's basically going to look like a deep coppery blood moon. Eclipses aren't just a spicier new moon or full moon, they act like accelerants. Whatever's already stirring in your life speeds up around an eclipse, for better or for worse. And this pair tells a story if you actually read them together. The solar eclipse in Leo is a beginning, kind of like a bold, sometimes jarring jolt of who am I now? New identity, new self expression, being seen in a way you maybe haven't let yourself be seen before. It's basically asking, given everything the Lionsgate just cracked open in you, who are you brave enough to become? Then 16 days later, the lunar eclipse in Pisces is the release. It's emotional, watery, less about doing, more about feeling, letting go of whatever that Leo eclipse just showed you that you don't need anymore. Beginning, then completion. Courage, then surrender. Honestly, kind of a perfect bookend for a month that started with a 9. So here's what to do with them practically. Eclipse energy works better when you're not fighting it. And a few things that can actually help that certainly help me: don't make big, hard to undo decisions in the 24 to 48 hours right around an eclipse if you can avoid it. You usually don't have the full picture yet, and stuff decided impulsively in that window tends to get revisited later anyway. Instead, use the whole eclipse season, a few weeks either side of the date, to just notice what's surprising you, what's triggering you, what suddenly feels obvious that didn't a week ago. Write it all down. Rest more than you think you need. Eclipses are genuinely more taxing on the nervous system for a lot of people, me included. And go easy on yourself with whatever comes up for you during this season. The point isn't to catch you doing something wrong, it's to show you something true about yourself. Okay, a few myths I want to clear up about eclipses because I find they cause a lot of needless fear. Number one, eclipses mean bad luck, disasters coming. That is old fear based astrology, and it's just not accurate. Eclipses are neutral, inherently neutral. They speed things up, they don't hand down a verdict. Whatever accelerates depends on what's already there, because the eclipse isn't manufacturing disaster out of nowhere. Number two, you shouldn't set intentions during an eclipse. This one's got a little nuance. Setting a brand new intention right on eclipse day can feel a little shaky because eclipse energy is unpredictable, and plans made in that window tend to shift. So be prepared. But using the eclipse to release what's not working or get honest about what you actually want, that is some of the best timing there is. Third myth: it only affects you if you can see it. Not true. Not true at all. Visibility's got nothing to do with the astrological effect of eclipses. Doesn't matter if it's cloudy where you are, Number 4, eclipses predict exact things that'll happen to you. They don't. They light up themes and they speed up momentum that's already building. What actually happens is still shaped by your choices, same as everything else we talked about today. All right, so the fifth myth, every eclipse is a big, dramatic crisis. For a lot of people, it's quiet. It's an internal shift, a weird dream, a mood you can't quite explain. It doesn't have to look like a plot twist to be real. So, August 2026, all in one breath, we open under a 9, an invitation to finish things, forgive, let go with some grace. And right in the middle of that, the Lionsgate peaks on August 8th, asking all of us together whether we're using this wide open window to make more love, more abundance, more joy, or to feed everything we think is wrong. And then the eclipses bookend it, first speeding up a bold new chapter of who you're becoming, then giving you permission to let go of whatever that chapter showed you. None of this is happening to you. It's happening through you, sisters, with your consent, one choice at a time. So here's my real ask for you this August. Just notice where your attention's going. Where's your focus? And choose on purpose to feed the version of the world and the version of you that you actually want to live in. All right, sisters, there you have it. That's the episode. If you want to go deeper into utilizing numerology and astrology on the daily, I send out a weekly energetic preview every Monday morning. If you're not subscribed, it's free, and I'll drop the link below for you. If this landed, send it to someone who needs it this month. And please, please, please rate and review this podcast so we can share it with more women who are waking up, who are remembering who they are, and who are in need of a community, a beautiful community of women like this. All right, sisters, I'll see you next week.
Thank you for being here, beautiful soul. If this episode spoke to you, I'd love for you to pass it along to another woman who might need these words today. And if you feel called, it would mean so much if you would take a moment to rate and review this podcast. It's one of the best ways to support this work and help these messages reach more women who are ready to remember who they are. And if you'd like to stay connected or share what's landing for you, come find me over on Instagram. I'd love to meet you there. Until next time, keep trusting your rhythm, keep honoring your voice, and keep becoming the woman you were always meant to be.